Hey, what's up, people? We are live. As I wait for people to join, I'm going to go ahead and share this on my social media and all that type of stuff. So if I don't see you in chat right away, yeah, just keep yelling at me. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Been full. Yo, the third era, Eric Dudley, Bobon. What's going on, fellas? Euphoric, Jimmy Brown. What's up? Yo, Jason Nisley, RVH. If you didn't see, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign in to Facebook and share everything and do all that stuff. So if you give me just a minute to ignore you, that would be great. How's the audio sound, by the way? Sound okay? I'm not sure that it's using my correct mic. All right, let me see if I can find my share here. I'll go back and catch up in the chat as soon as I get this done. Forgive the weird faces I'm making as I try to type. It's just something I do. All right. Now I need to put it on my other page and then I can get into the chat. Just a second here. Okay. Let me see. Oh, dude. Thank you. 2001 monolithic. You're a hero. All right, let's see what I missed here. All right. Yo, Dragon, Ian Prince, Wyatt Sound Lab, Jimmy Brown. Yeah, Josh. 2001 monolithic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Matt Stark, Base Insane. Oh, thanks, Josh. Uh, thanks for watching it, man. It surely does help. So it's an ask me anything. I've got some questions that were asked online, and our buddy Jason Zemer. Now I'm making a correction because I've always called him Jason Zeimer, but we've been emailing back and forth, and he corrected me. It's actually Zemer. So hopefully I'm saying it correctly now. But oh, Rick Quattlebaum, thanks, man. Yeah, you guys might be. I never was that loud. I was using the little bitty amps. Danny, what's going on? Okay, Michael Owens. You know what? Let's start off with a sticker giveaway right off the back. So I've got my paper here so I can write your name down. I'm thinking of a number 1 through 10. Let me know what first person to pop that number up is going to be a winner. You'll just have to email me your address at high5egg@gmail.com. RVH, you got it. Mr. Robert Van Hoy. All right. We're going to give away more. That's the first of many. So let me jump straight into my questions here. And Monolithic, since you've done the super chat, man, if you got anything you want to ask me, just spill it now. But I'm gonna start with this one. This is one of Jason Zemer's questions. He says, I have a very basic test bench consisting of a 100 watt or 100 amp power supply, head unit wiring, speakers, and I'm looking to go to the next level with instrumentation, batteries, capacitors, and other equipment to conduct some real testing. What advice can you provide for an aspiring garage lab guy like me? It says there are lots of instruments out there at Oscope DD-1 and AMM1. So my advice on those is for sure, an O scope is it can be used for many things. That's fantastic to have. an AMM1. If you're wanting to test any kind of power wattage, I mean, the thing's killer. The DD1, if you got an O scope, you really don't need that. But if you're not going to use an O scope, it's nice to have the DD1 to set your gains up. So those and a good clamp, you're going to want a good DC clamp meter, something that, or it doesn't have to be a good one, but because they're expensive, but a DC clamp meter nonetheless, so you can get amperage pull out. A good regular multimeter will be helpful. It doesn't have to be a good one per se, but a decent one, something that has some nice features. I like the Craftsman one myself. Um, Outside of that, I'm trying to think maybe some like some relay switches. If it depends on how extravagant you're going to get with your test bench, what you're wanting to accomplish with it, but something like, oh, Showtime SPL, he's in there, he sells a relay box, something like that would be cool. Nice distribution blocks, something. I'm starting to lean to where I like the SMD style of blocks. That way I can just kind of put a lug on there instead of having to pull wire in and out all the time. So let's go up and see if we had any other question. RVH, did you not get your first stickers? I swore I sent them out, man. Email me, I'll send you some. Okay, let's get to 2001 Monolithics question. He says, "Did you travel for karate events back in the day, and what were the differences in equipment used or vehicles used?" So, I didn't do any heavy traveling. I went maybe 3 hours away or 5 hours because I went to the World Finals in Kansas City in '99, I think it was. And around here we had the basics. We had like Orion, we had Rockford Fosgate, um, we had Crossfire, we had all the main brands, Sony, Alpine, stuff like that. What I did see when I went to competitions that I didn't have before was the like Soundstream. That wasn't huge around here, so I would see Soundstream. US Amps would be another one. Mats is another one that I didn't see a lot around here. That the farther I ventured out, the more I got to see brands like that. Let's see, we got here. Any sponsor vid spots available for next month? Sure, man. Most definitely. Thanks for the super chat. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's just get in. Let's get into another couple of these live stream questions before we get into some of Jason Zymer's other questions. What do you think the best is? Euphoric Faye? What do you think the best size door speakers? There's so many out there. I don't think there's a best size. Whatever your vehicle's made to run, the most common size is 6.5s, and I prefer 6.5s over 5.25s. Some people like 6x9s. Um, I don't like coaxial speakers that much, so that kind of rules 6x9s out for me. There is a few brands like Hybrid Audio makes some nice 6x9. CDT makes some nice, just mid bass only 6x9s. But yeah, I'm basically like a 6.5 guy. That's what I like. 5.25. I mean, it's a small difference, but for some reason, just if I got a choice between a 5.25 and a 6.5, I'm gonna pick 6.5 all day long. All right, let's see. Oh, Ed asked, have you owned any Kicker Impulse items? I have. I had the 602 amp, I think it was, the big one, and I tested the 302 for our buddy Bill Stillwell. I done that one on the amp dyno. I thought they were good for entry level equipment. Is pretty solid. Rick Q says I'm back. My boss keeps interrupting me. They're good for that. Let's see. Did I ever try the SMD magnetic connectors? No, I haven't yet. I might in the future though. It just depends on what I what I what I want to do. I do switch stuff out a lot, but I don't know that I would switch stuff out a lot enough to have multiples of those connectors because they're not cheap to make and they're certainly not cheap to buy. So OG Airbender, what's up? Phoenix Gold or Rockford Fosgate for the win. That's close. I like Phoenix Gold over Rockford Fosgate, but I mean Rockford Fosgate's still, I guess Phoenix Gold is back, but Rockford Fosgate's still kicking, still doing stuff. So let's see here. What do we got? Oh yeah, they're there, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Let me know. Hit me up. Uh, what is a single subwoofer setup you can recommend for an 8-inch subwoofer? You guys already know I like the Savard speakers. I think the High Q is a fantastic value for an 8-inch subwoofer. The there is so much good stuff out there for an entry level, just a single eight. Sundown, if you go to the yard sale, they've got a ton of eights at fantastic prices. So as long as you stay with one of the brands that are kind of out there and kind of known, I think you'll be okay. All right, I'm gonna stop right there with the chat questions. I'm gonna jump in and answer one more of Jason Zymer's question, and then I'll get back into the chat here. So another thing that he asked is, what stereo system do you currently have in your daily driver? So it up until last weekend, I had a Sony. I think it's the EQ 404, 4 channel old school Sony Explode, and I had the Pulp Piety 202 or 2000.2. Now I have Big Red in there. I've got it temporarily wired up, but it looks atrocious, and I'm gonna fix that this weekend, hopefully, if I get enough time. But Big Red's in there, and depending on what subs I have, I may or may not add another sub amp in there. So let's get back into this chat here. Yes, the OG Airbender, he just got my message for the cutoff date on ants for the old school SPL challenge 2005 for sure. Uh, what are my thoughts on the Almani Almani amplifiers? Never, I'm not hip on them. Who would you recommend to check a LP Blues 10-inch? Man, I really don't got a speaker guy. It depends on what's going on with it. If it needs to be rebuilt, I would say probably PSI is probably your best bet. Am I going to Sundown Audio Show? No. That's just, I live in Arkansas, so I go up there once a year to Derek's for the old school meet, and that's about it. I try to go up there one time. He's been coming down here one time for the Texas meet, so I would like to visit Sundown sometime. Whenever I come up there next time, that'd be cool. Me and Derek go down and kind of hang out with those guys and check it all out. Boban asks, "What is my favorite box type?" So my my favorite box type, I like sealed, man. I just like sealed boxes. Uh yeah, I like sealed. Now, if you're talking about like design philosophy, like if you're gonna go ported like a quarter wave or a T line, or if you're gonna do isobaric or something like that, or third or fourth order band pass, or just straight ported. If we're getting into that, I would say that I just like a regular ported enclosure. I don't really care for fourth orders and sixth orders that much, although they are fun to build and you can get loud with them for sure. Yeah, just like a straight ported box. Obviously I like ISO enclosures and ISO builds because I think they're fun. They're efficient. You get more efficient, and they dig deep. You can get subs that normally wouldn't play as low, much like a quarter wave enclosure. They dig deep. You can get them to play lower. He says the LP has an internal rattle. Man, I don't know. Uh, yeah, like I said, I really don't got a sub guy besides PSI or somebody like that. All right, let me see. I got skipped up here. I missed everybody's questions. Sorry, fellas. I'm still just reading through here. Dino, the CB1 8000. Car audio closeout. 139 bucks. Yeah, that might be one. Oh, Matt Stark asks, what are my plans for the old school SPL challenge? So for those of you who are watching live, um, I actually reached out to a company that you guys wouldn't probably expect me to reach out to, and I wanted to use their subwoofers and kind of try to prove something with them, maybe. So I'm not ready to reveal those subwoofers yet, but there's videos coming, and they were happy to send me out. They sent me out a couple subs, so I'm gonna use those subs. The subs will be secret until I make a video. Amp wise, I've got I've got the big Sony, not the big red, the 150 watt by two channel, the 600 watt one, done a dyno on it is around 700 watts. I'm gonna use that for the open class, basically the 251 to 500. I'm hoping to borrow an Audio Art 100 HC from a buddy. It's local to me, and I might get my hands on a Audio Art 50 HC as well. So that's the amps I want to use right now. If it was back in the day and I had all my amps, I'd probably be using my Crossfire 30 HC or the Crunch or the Earthquake 40 UHC would have been a fantastic one to use. So or even the Planet Audio P 225 HC would have been a great one to use. Maddie Devine asked, "Did I ever have a cassette deck in my ride?" I certainly did, man. I had a Clarion motorized face cassette deck, and man, I held on to that thing when CDs come out. I had so many cassettes, I just had to justify. I was like, "Nah, man, CDs skip. I don't want a CD in my ride. It's gonna skip with all this bass." Even though I had at that time 112. So yeah, I was a holdout because I had spent a lot of money on that deck with the motorized face, and I had a lot of cassettes. So yeah, you see where we're at now. I could use the quick connects, but dang, they expensive. Pretty high. Joaquin asked, how old was I on the pic that I left on Facebook, which is also the thumbnail for this video? I think I might have been like 18 or 19, somewhere in that range. So I could have been slightly younger. I could have been 17. It's somewhere within that year. So yeah, I was a youngin. Uh, oh, OG Airbender. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. All right, let's see if we got. Have you ever metered over a 160 dB? No, no, I haven't. And in fact, the loudest score I've ever gotten, this was on an old school mic. So bear that in mind. It was a 153.5. I th- yeah, 153.5. That was on a hot mic too. My loudest score, my loudest system overall was probably two XTR 315s and a 6 cubic foot sealed enclosure. It was just so cheap old prefab on a CFA 1000D, and that was regularly in the 147, 148, 149 dB, somewhere in there, depending on the day. Uh, I had an L712 when they first came out, the first edition. I had that on a Crystal CAD 600.2 Class T amp. So, I had one of them time bombs in it, but which back in the day we didn't know. It done a 149 at a few shows, but it was consistently like a 147, 148, and it was within that same range. All right, let's see. Have you met her over? No, I've never even been close to 170. That's for sure. Rick Quattlebaum says, "Get Ray Rayfield to check the blues out." That's for sure. I mean, he's the guy now. He does all that stuff. Oops, sorry, fellas. Every time I scroll down, it jumps me down. So, oh, Brian Chambliss, what's up, man? Oh, thanks for the super chat, bro. Oh, Big D's in here. It said, "Did I see the audio pipe 6.5?" Yeah, man, that thing's a beast. I it yeah, that was a little bit shocking when I seen that. So And if you guys don't know, for some reason, like me and Derek have this fascination with 6.5 inch subwoofers. It's probably more of a sickness, but we got it. All right, let's see. Can you rewire a stock JBL amp to another car? I wouldn't try it. You maybe can, but I wouldn't try it. All right, let me get one more question. I'm gonna go back to our buddy Jason Zemer's questions and see what we got. Let's see. I seen Big D fall launch. I said I care for Sundown, but Hutchinson Audio is the most interesting speaker manufacturer I've seen in over a decade. That is correct. The Hutchinson Audio subwoofers are they're fire, man. I want to get one someday and play around with it. RVH. Uh-oh, man. You might be onto something. What's up, JTB Basehead, Ray Rios, Anthony Dunn? What is the difference from Scar and Sundown? Now, I can't say this definitively, but to me, it seems that a Sundown product is has a lot more engineering behind it. You know, Jacob Fuller, he does almost all that stuff himself, and they spend a lot more time kind of perfecting their product. Whereas Scar, I think they might do some of that. I can't say it definitively because I don't truly know this. So this is 100% an opinion. But I think they do more off the shelf designs and stuff. So that's the main difference. It's the main difference in like buying a something that okay, like buying an Apple iPhone where they've designed every single piece that's gone into it versus a off the shelf, very nice phone, but it's not up to the specs of an Apple iPhone. So let me see. I'm gonna get into my questions again. Oh, this is a good one. He asked, on average, how many hours do you dedicate to car audio, and how do you balance that time with family and work obligations? So this is a tough one. I would say we typically spend 2 hours just live on Wednesday, me and Derek on 12V Talk. I would say I spend another 4 to 5 hours every single week shooting a video at the minimum. That's just if I'm doing one video. I spend another 6 to 8 hours editing it typically. Sometimes less, sometimes more. It depends on what type of video it is. It's somewhere I would say I spend probably around 30 hours a week dealing with audio between prepping for the 12 Volt Talk Show, prepping my videos, setting up, just doing behind the scenes thing. And that's just time spent, you know. In the meantime, I'm on Facebook answering questions for the old school SPL Challenger or something like that. So if I factor that in, it'd be quite a lot. And I balance it as I make myself a hard limit for when I'm gonna do audio or when if the kid's got something a volleyball game, obviously I'm going to that, and that time I'll just have to make up on the back end. So I try to make sure that everything with the family is I'm spending the time I'm supposed to spend with them, and I'm not taking away from them. And I only do audio in the time that would be free time. So I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV at all, really. I never watch TV. If I do watch anything, it's on YouTube at night, and when I'm before I'm trying to go to sleep, I'll watch some videos. But the time that I could be watching TV, I'm working on this stuff. I'm working on some kind of car audio, some kind of video, something like that. So that's I used to play video games. I used to play video games on the PS4. I don't do that anymore either. So every free moment that I normally would have had goes to car audio now, if it's not going to the family. Oh, let's see. Rick Q says he's got a 30HC I can use. Man, I might take you up on that. When's Slamly reunion? When is that, Rick? I can't remember. I can't even remember where it's at. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Bobin asks, what other old school goodies are hiding around that house or room? I've got I don't know if I got anything. I mean, I've got a bunch of stuff. It's not all old though. Like I said, you guys might not even know that I have that Sony 4 channel, and it's been in my I've been listening to it for months now, so I just hadn't made a video on it because I threw it in the truck, so I don't have a whole lot of old school, to be honest with you, laying around. I've got a lot of new school stuff that most of you guys hadn't seen it. If you're on Patreon, you've probably seen some of it. Alright, let's see here. Oh, come on. I'm in Washington State. It's 1 right now. It's 100 right now. Wow. Yeah, that's hot. Can you base time? It says, can you recommend somewhere to get a proper subwoofer box? Yeah, man. I mean, Gately Audio is doing some really nice stuff. If you want something custom, I don't know. I haven't really used anybody because I make my own speaker boxes, and that's something I've considered doing myself. I've thought about, you know, maybe making a few kind of standard boxes and putting them out there and see how they do, and then maybe taking some custom orders. I know that I can't do a lot because I just simply don't have the time to do a lot. But I've been thinking about doing some custom boxes for people here and there. So if any of you are interested in that, hit me up with the details, high5egg@gmail.com. And yeah, maybe we can get something done. Let's see. It says Ray Rios says, please don't watch my videos. You shouldn't have said it, man. I'm gonna watch them now. I'm gonna watch them. Third, I ask, are you going to be submitting multiple scores for different setups for the challenge? Any teasers? Yeah, I'm gonna. And a matter of fact, on 12 Volt Talk, I said this. I'm gonna do an SPL video. Like I'm actually unlike the $150 challenge, which I built a box, but I didn't try to actually win it because I knew it was too far out the game. With the equipment that I decided to choose, and I just want to do something that was kind of eclectic. But I'm gonna show you how I plan on getting loud, how I'm gonna make it my system loud and all my steps. I'm gonna put a video up on that, and it's probably gonna be several parts because I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible, and I'm gonna try to have that up as some of my next videos. I've got a subwoofer review coming up, so that'll be next. Um, yeah, so I'm coming up with that. You know what? Let's give another sticker away. So the first person I see in chat that names the title of my last video or names what my last video was about, I will send a sticker to. Rick says, I've got my first 18-inch for the SPL challenge. Nice. Quality Audio asks, what are my thoughts on the Power Acoustic Sapphire amps? They look cool. They look very cool, but in my experience, almost all the Power Acoustic amps were they were just cheap, man. Single side boards, and it's not something I would personally collect outside of just keeping it for the looks. Have you guys tried to get Mr. 6.5 to interview on one of the 12 Volt Talk? No, Jason, but we definitely like to get him on because Ronnie's an interesting guy, man. He is in so many things in the karate. He's doing some big things. It'd be fun to get him on there for sure. Uh, Memphis Audio came out with a 6.5 sub. I seen that. Joaquin says a buddy and I installed four 6.5-inch and 2 cubic foot bots with two 10-inch Dayton Audio passive radiators and 250 watts, and it sounds amazing. Nice. Yeah. See, Derek already got you, Jason. He's seen that. If you had to choose a 12-inch sub under $150, what would I suggest? I would tell you a couple things. I'd say go to the Sundown Yard Sale. Check that out. Rockville K9s, man. They're pretty nice subs. I mean, what can I say for the money? Mini Brute 12, I think, is pretty solid. I can't. Off the top of my head, oh, I mean, the Savard, the Wrap 10s are like $69 each, and they're fantastic. Let's see what else we got. Oh, it's August 17th in Fort Smith. Yeah, Rick Q, man, you coming? If you're coming up, man, I'll go. I didn't make plans to go, but I should be here. And if you're gonna come up, man, I'll come up there and meet you up there. Matt Stark asks, "What is the most powerful 50-watt amp I have seen tested?" The most powerful 50-watt amp I have seen tested would probably be the US amps. Was it the 100 or the no, that VLX 25 done over 1,000 watts. So, all right, let's see if we can find our winner here for my last video. Derek says make the Porta 6.5 box. Yeah, I thought about that. That was one I thought about putting up there. All right, let me see here. Josh Laws, you were the first one to come up with that, I believe. So if you win a sticker on this, make sure that you send me an email, high5egg@gmail.com, with your shipping address so I can mail that off to you. All right. So let me get back to Mr. Zemer's questions. What are your goals for the YouTube channel? For my YouTube channel, um, I just want to continue doing fun stuff. And at some point it'd be nice if that's what I done every day. 12-volt talk and high five Vega. But in the meantime, I just want to kind of keep growing, um, keep upgrading my test equipment, my video equipment, my sound equipment, and I want to, just kind of get better in my video production. That's what I really want to improve. Once I do that, I think I can improve the content itself because I have all kinds of ideas, and sometimes I just don't have the equipment to get it done. And once I feel like I'm there, I can devote more of my money to getting new equipment to test. Or once I get a big enough fund, reach out to manufacturers and say, "Hey, I'd like to test this. I like to test that." So that's kind of my goals. Let's see. Would you do another ISO setup? 410s maybe? Yeah, I mean ISO, it's fun, man. I helped a buddy build, well, I designed it for him for 4.8s, and I think Derek might have showed it in one of his videos. But we built an ISO for that, and we had some wiring issues like on the amp, so it didn't work out like he planned, and then there was some issues with the subs. But yeah, Rick Q needs a boss design as well for sure. Make those boxes. I will buy immediately. Make the splatter paint box. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Oops, sorry. It says headphones and new ideas on show content. Yeah, I'm gonna do some headphone reviews. These will probably be the first ones that I review. The ones I have on now are some of my new favorite inner monitors. I'm always wanting to do something. If you guys hadn't noticed, like a lot of, aside from this audio control, a lot of the stuff that I test, like as far as amp dynos, I try to be outside of the ordinary. Because Derek and Ryan cover such a big gambit of stuff that I kind of want to be a little bit away from that because, to be honest with you, Amp Dino videos do not do that well for me typically. So it's something that I do just, because it's fun and I like doing it. So I kind of test little random type stuff. Bobby Burkett asked, "What was my first car and system?" My very first car that was actually my car. It wasn't my mom's. I did put a system on my mom's, and it was 2 Crunch CR10s with piezo tweeters, and I just wired them up to where the back factory 6x9s went into, and, yeah, we took that to the lake and all that type of stuff. But my first vehicle, it was a, Chevy S10 '87 Chevy S10 Tahoe. So, it was a single cab S10, but it was the Tahoe edition. I had a Pioneer, uh Tuning Fork Omega Pioneer. I can't remember the model. I had two of those and a Sony amp. I can't even remember the Sony amp. And then I did have the nice CD player at some point. Okay, pronounces Lowe's. Josh Lowe's. There we go. Jason Stokes asks, did I ever put home audio in car? For sure, man. Yeah, who didn't do that? I had some what were those? Sharp. I had some Sharp with floor standing speakers with some 12s in them, a 4-inch mid bass or mid range, and then a tweeter. And I would always blow the mid range. I don't know why. I don't know why it was always the mid range that would blow, but they would blow out, and I replaced them at least 4 or 5 times throughout the years with Radio Shack 4-inch, and they were actually a pretty good replacement. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry. All right, let's get into one more of Jason Zemer's questions here. Then I've got some more. Is there a piece of audio equipment that you got rid of that you wish you hadn't? Uh, and then he goes on to say that he threw out a first generation Punch 45 that probably only had a blown fuse and would have been a good wall hanger. There is one. I It's hard to say because this, like whenever I'm collecting equipment, to me, once I have it and I've taken pictures and I've played with it and I've put it in my car or I've tested it, or I feel like I've got my experience out of that, and I don't feel so bad when I pass it on to somebody else. But there is one. The I had a Earthquake 40 UHC that my buddy JDR talked me out of, and I shouldn't let him do that because that amp had so much work done on it by Sean King, and it was a awesome amp, and that's one that I should have kept. Let's see here. Chief Nine, if you build me a box, I'll buy all the materials. Hey man, just hit me up on High Five Vega. We can work it out. All right. Every time I scroll down, it kicks me to the bottom, fellas. I'm sorry. It says, oh, I'm trying to read here. Sorry. Jason Zemer, late to the party. Thanks, man. Uh, Quality Auto says, what's your opinion on which box design is better for sound quality, the ISO or the T-line enclosure? ISO. Uh, you can play lower. I don't know, man. To me, ISO's better than T-line any day because T-line takes a lot of work. ISO, you're basically just putting two speakers or subwoofers, clamshell or piggyback, and you're using the same type of enclosure you would have used. So piggyback could be different, obviously, but clamshell, you're just wiring one reverse polarity so that they push pull. It's simple, man. Uh, if you're thinking between ISO and T line, ISO, 100%. Fast and loud. What's up? I really like yours and Big D Wiz live stream. Thank you, man. Thank you. We like having you on. Oh, third hour had to dip out. All right, man. We'll see ya. Anthony Dunn had a S10 also. Ruffy Poo. What's up, man? Let's see. Build those boxes and hey, will come. My friend and I, Blake Clay. You know what? Base time. I've never made a curved enclosure. I don't know why. Uh, that's I'm always building boxes, so that's one I need to tackle for my channel, anyways. So yeah, man. Maybe I mean it's just cutting some some slots in the wood and bending it and fiberglass reinforcing it. I mean, doesn't seem too hard at all. Jason Zemer, thanks, man. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. If y'all don't know, Jason Zemer, man, him, Rick Q, Joaquin, Byron Chambliss, they're all on the Patreon. These dudes are always supporting me, so I want to give a extra big shout out to them. Eric Dudley's always on. He's always on the live streaming the chats and stuff like that. Bobin, does your mama have sounds in her right now? Uh, no, I got my actual mom. I did put some stereo in her cars. She wasn't too fond of that. She's since passed, sadly. But my wife, on the other hand, I could put a system in her car. I just, man, I'm working on so much stuff for myself that I don't have time to invest in it. And I know if anything goes wrong, like I'm on the hook for it, man. I gotta figure it out. Brian Patterson asks, have you worked with a Dayton Audio HO12 or the DVCs? No, I have not, and those are ones I want to work with the HO12s, but I also want to check out the Ultimax. And I think Derek might have some Ultimax and check out. Basehead Go Boom, what's going on, man? Roofy Poo, Mint, hello. They said I'd like to have a good Burt box for a 12. Burt boxes are, I don't know, man. I tried it in the 150 shootout. I did build one, and it with that 18, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, it was louder than the 10s that I made, but it just wasn't. It wasn't my style, man. I was like, I'm not even gonna enter this. I'm not gonna make a video for it because I didn't like it. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, my wife, she doesn't have anything in there. Josh Lowe's, what are your thoughts on shallow mount subs? I like shallow mount subs. I think they're cool. And if you're gonna check out shallow mount subs, like JL is doing killer things. Their shallow mount subs are beyond what I've heard. A lot of them, and there's a lot of subs out there. Sundown makes them as well, but some of those aren't even as shallow. So they are shallower than a standard, but they're not shallow like the JL does. If you really want to get in some crazy shallow subs, check out the Illusion Audio. Those are fantastic. You're not going to get a lot of bass out of them, though. You can get a decent amount of bass. You're not going to get crazy with them. Bass time would love to see a Kerf box. Oh, RVH. Robert Van Hoy asks, how did Big D and I end up collaborating? So it all started with the first OSS meetup. I'd been watching Derek's videos and I was like, yeah, man, this seems awesome. I was part of the community and I met up with Derek and like we had so much in common. The BMX stuff, the type of equipment we liked, the our personalities are kind of, I'm more the like monotone guy, but I'm also the guy in the back of the room just like throwing jabs at you the whole time. And Big D's kind of gregarious and he's very upbeat and stuff like that. So I think we kind of like we just we jive together and we both love audio podcasts and we just we talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And then eventually Everyday Audios come up with their podcast and then finally Big D's like, hey man, we just gotta do it. And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. Let's just do it ever how it ends up and we're working on the fly. And that's basically how that story started. Eric Dudley says, "My wife told me don't even think about touching her car." Yeah, yeah, because you're beating that Prius to death, man. Someone might have already asked this question, but what are the approximate exterior dimensions of your severed ISO box? How much power from the CT amps? Whereas I run to the subs, that was getting around 600 watts to that box because it was only at 2 ohms on that CT 751. And the exterior dimensions was around 36 inches somewhere, 15 inches high and maybe 8 to 10 inches deep. No, 10 inches deep probably. I'd have to measure it to be sure. But that enclosure now, the viewing window needs to be I need to get a thicker one in there if I wanna put more power on it, but I could put 1,500 watts to that enclosure easy, and they take it all day. Let's see what we got. Oh, Mile Watson's on here asking about my 2 best homies in the audio world. Get this fool out of here, man. He already knows. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna jump into another one of Jason Zimmer's questions we have here. It says that you provide some great educational resources with your channel. Thank you, Jason. What other resources do you recommend? Easy. Car Audio Fab, probably my favorite YouTube channel out of all the YouTube channels. It's super high quality content that I really enjoy, and I he doesn't put out a video every week, and you can tell why because he puts so much time into them that I eagerly anticipate that video. A second resource, Ed shows a lot of good stuff, a lot of how to behind, and he talks about why things do what they do. And it's not always about how to build this, how to do that. It's why does this sound wave in this subwoofer act like this when I throw paint on it? That's very interesting stuff. Hexabase. If you want to learn about how a speaker works, why a speaker does what it does, why an enclosure affects a speaker, check out Hexabase. If you want to see outside of the that, Amp Town is obviously Big D. Ryan's doing some cool things on budget amps too. So, but as far as how to, that's three of my biggest, Car Audio Fab, Showtime SPL, um, EXO does a lot of how to. Yeah, and if you're looking for bass videos like EXO, he's kind of set the gold standard for that type of stuff. And his bass demo vehicles are fantastic, and he does a ton of how-to stuff. So those are my picks right there. Let's go in here and see who we got. Anyone? Sorry. Anyone remember the Rockford Fosgate Mohawk Series subs and the Series 1 with the red logo? I do remember the Series 1s, but not the Mohawk. Kinda like Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, yeah, me and Big D, yeah, for sure. Uh, a lot of you put in work. It says, "Thanks, Quality Mold Video says, "Thanks for answering my questions. I would love to have a phone that you and Big D have," which you love to have Big D's, not mine. I'm still a low time guy. I know you have a lot of work to put in to go more detail with my videos, but I like to keep it at my own pace. Yeah, man. Uh, for YouTube, if you're doing YouTube videos, do it for something that you love and only do things that you love at first. And if people like that, it'll start picking up. Advice that I wish I would have done more is just kind of showing your face, getting your face out there, which 12V Talk helps me with that a lot because I don't have my face in my videos hardly at all. But 12V Talk gets me out there and people get once they see your face and they get to see your personality, that helps. That's what people are looking for almost over the content itself at times. I see people using bake shakers, Bobon. For a home theater, sure. In a car, I wouldn't even mess with it. Oh yeah, Chief Nine says Doug Bernard and Rolf are great too. Yeah, Doug. I've heard he's quit putting out less videos. He's only doing like two a week now, and I haven't. Man, I like I said, I don't watch TV every time. I'm trying to catch up on my YouTube stuff, and I do watch Doug's videos when I get a chance. And yeah, I just hadn't been able to catch up, but he does some cool, very cool builds, very detailed. Let's see. Sorry, I lost my place here. It says, other than Jason Zemer asks, other than financial support from the patrons, what else can community do can support my efforts? So the best thing you could do is share my videos. Like if you see someone talking about one aught cable, jump in there and share the playlist, the one aught playlist. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate because guess what? That's what people on the internet do. They hate you. So, like, I'm a big boy. I could take it. I don't care. I don't care what people say about me. I'm not trying to fool anybody here. Sharing my videos, liking, if oh, I tell you another great way, clicking on those Amazon links. So I don't know if you guys know how this works, but even if you're not going to buy that product, you can click on one of my links, and for 24 hours, anything you order on Amazon, I will get a small commission off of. So that is a very easy way, especially if you use Amazon. I've been trying to product like highlight a product at least once a week on on my regular Facebook page, and if you're not on there, I've started another one. It's Robert High Five Vega on Facebook. So you kind of keep up with what I'm doing day to day. I try to post when I can. So that's a good one. Check out my Instagram. I'm High Five Egg on Instagram. That's another one I've been trying to build up the community there. I'm really digging it. I like the visual aspect of it. But yeah, use my Amazon links. Yeah, basically do that. Share my videos, watch them, like, do all that type of stuff. David Carter almost missed. I've been on for 51 minutes already, man. I can't believe it. Eric Dudley says, "Yep, I got my box designed from Mark, and he's one of the best in the business as far as box designs go. He has, I mean, he's got everything. You get a, if I sold you a box design, it's gonna be your hand written on a piece of paper. So that's just how I do it, man. I'm not in all that stuff, but I should be. Uh, oh, Derek asked, am I going to try any of the lithium solutions for sure? I think I'm torn. I don't know if I want to go with the headways or I want to go with the yin longs. I'm leaning at this moment, I'm leaning yin longs. But then you showed off the big setup, the was it mobile connections or the one you showed off for $1,100? It's already built with the bouncer in. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you can't hardly beat that. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. Okay, the Mohawk, yeah, the Stillwater Designs Mohawk. Yes, I do remember those. And matter of fact, one of my buddies has 3 of those mint, man. They are mint, like new. Robert Friend says, "Give me a shout. I'm building a workshop." Shout out to you, Robert Friend. Build your workshop, man. I love the Doug show. All right, let me jump into one more question here. I know we got something. So we already covered. He asked about without getting too many secrets. What are my plans for the old school SPL challenge? I've kind of said that. He also asked our buddy Jason Zemer, "What do you think the greatest single advance in car audio industry in the past 5 years, and what innovations am I most looking forward to in the near future?" I think that I don't know in the past 5 years, probably lithium batteries have been big on the scene, and that's a huge advance. That might cover both of them, really. I'd like to see amplifiers continue to get smaller. I'd like to, you know, to be honest with you, that full bridge design, which has been around for a while now, but that's a big advance. You can get a lot of power for cheap, and they're starting to make it sound good. Mats does it. Mats makes fantastic products. So it says share. RVH Robert Van Hoy says great videos aren't shot; they're edited for sure. Jason Zemer says looking at a power upgrade for my garage from a test bench. Have you had to upgrade the power support to your test bench? I have not. Right now, I'm using a Co-Cell 120 amp, 150 peak. But if I need a battery backup, I use that. So if I go over that, that won't. I only use one plug in that side, and that one plug's hooked up to one circuit in my house. I haven't tapped that circuit out yet, but if I get any crazier, I'll have to for sure. Uh, Watch the whole video, no skipping. Like them for sure. Bobin, you're a super nice, relatable guy. Thanks, Bobin. I hope so. I mean, listen, man, let's be honest here. I'm a little bit weird, but I know I'm weird, so I just like I go into the weird. I lean into the weird. It is it was it is. Let's see here. Uh David Carter. Sorry, I knew it, bro. Nah, no worries, man. Make it when you can. Thumper 1968, what's going on? Having Mark do my box for 3 Haiku 12s. Awesome. That'd be cool. Oh, Derek, the CES showed their 40 amp hour Yinglong bank handled 500 amps for 1 minute with a 130 amp alternator. Very nice. I got a 145 amp alternator in Suburban, so that'd be cool. Let's see here if we got anything else for me. It wasn't. I saw it is when they quit pulling radios out and done detachable faceplates. Yeah, that was nice. Pull out radios were still. You were kind of cool if you had a pull out radio back in the day, though. Weird. David Carter says weird is normal. Base I go boom helps the rest of us weirdos feel normal. We're all weird, bro. Yeah, that's for sure. I also blame Big D for the rebirth into car audio. I was out from 95 and got hit by the old school bug around 2009. That's Big D got me back into it too. Um, I was out around 2002 was my last year, 2000, the end of 2002. And it might have been 2010, 2011, 2012 when I started seeing some Big D videos that I got back into it. Uh, all right, Bobby Pace Jr. We'll see you later, man. Timmy D, what's he asked? What is my favorite old school sub? I've actually got a couple of those. The first of all, this might shock you guys. I've said it before. The Rockford Fosgate Punch DVC, the 12-inch specifically. I had one of those in a custom porta box. I had someone build for me, and it was just man, that's the first single sub that had me thinking like, wow, man, this is impressive. I loved that subwoofer. I love the OG Planet Audio Big Bang subwoofers. I don't know who made those for them, but those were awesome subwoofers. The first generation, they were freaking awesome. They were laser etched in the back or die grinded or something. They were really cool. Derek says he blames a buddy for showing him the Rockford Fosgate 25 to life amps in '05. He had been out of car audio since '96. Wow. All right, let's see if we got. Let's want see. I know I have got some other questions. I'm gonna try to answer them up and then wrap this up within the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, the final question from our buddy Jason Zemer's questions is: what other hi-fi am I working with? Home audio, home theater, home office, instrumentation audio. So I've got headphones. I've got like these. I've got a few more. I've got some headphone amps, and I might do a review on these too later. I like these mono price. These are nice for the money. I think you get them for about $30. I'm into the budget hi-fi stuff, but I've got a nice. I've got a new Force headphone amp and DAC combo that I like. Uh, I've got a Rockville like a all-in-one home theater type thing. It's just in a big box that I like that. It's just to make my TV louder because the TV stock TV sucks. But yeah, outside of that, man, I don't have a lot of home audio stuff. I'm building a boombox. Derek gave me one of those Blawpunk, the $10 Blawpunk head units. I made a boombox. Uh, the guys that watching the live video last time got to hear it a little bit and see it. I'm gonna do some upgrades and then put a video out on it. But yeah, it's basically headphones, car audio, and to be 100% honest with you, my like the things that I lust over now, it's weird, man. It's when you start making YouTube videos, your whole out view of the things you want changes. So I do still love car audio, and there's a lot of things I lust for in car audio. But man, I'm lusting over like cameras. Like I want a Canon M50. I'd like to get a Rode audio interface. I'm using a Behringer right now. Um, I'm lusting over the Rode Procaster mic. That's one mic that I really want. I'd like to have our Joe and Tell is going to be on next week. He uses a deity mic, a $800 deity mic, and that thing is just crazy. I'd like to get that. So that's the kind of things I'm lusting for right now. Is and someone I think someone asked in. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see here. I've got some questions on my Facebook I need to look that I'd asked. Okay, well, I can't find it right now, but I remember what the question is. Um, it was what would be my dream system if I had a dream system. And this might be a little strange to you guys because you might think that I'm craving the Italian, full Moscone setup or the highest end audible physics you can get or something like that. But to be honest with you, when you play with this stuff all the time and you get a chance to put your hands on some of this stuff and use some of this stuff, the stuff that appeals to me is just stuff that I haven't used before. So, like that audio control 6 channel with the built-in DSP. Yeah, I'm digging that thing, man. I want that audio control 6 channel with the DSP. And it's crazy, but I love multi-channel amps. Absolutely love multi-channel amps. You think being kind of a guy that's into sound quality that I like, 2 channel, every 2 channel and have them not sharing some power supplies. But I love multi-channel amps, man. What can I say? So that audio control DSP 6 channel, I'd love to have. I also got my that B2 audio 6 channel. I like the look of that, and I'd be very interested in getting my hands on that. As far as subwoofers, I don't I can't I like to get my hands on the new stroker. I'd like to play with that new uh Sony Vegas stroker. I'm I don't know, man. I played like the W7s. Those I love those subs, and I've played with them. So I'm trying to think other subwoofers that I haven't gotten used that I would love to use. And that's a tough one, man. I like to play with the high end Sony uh, CD play or the multimedia radio. I like to check that out. It was the RS1, I think it is. That one, like I would never pay the price that those command even use. But I'd like to play with one. Even I like to play with the Pioneer 99 PRS and see what it does. Speakers, oh man, there's so much speakers. A lot of the speakers that I want to play with are DIY type speakers. There's some Wavecore speakers I really like. There's some Satori speakers that I like. Um, there's some C's Prestige speakers that I like. Scan Speak, like I want to play with those little Scan Speak 2-inch speakers. I just hadn't pulled the trigger on them. But yeah. So let's get back into your guys' questions here. Can I recommend any wire to do a big three with? My recommendation would be 2-aught welding cable. If you want to go with a cardio brand, um, I would recommend like four of them in the cardio brands. I would recommend uh, Full Tilt Audio. I love their 1-aught wire, Sky High, New Concepts, and GP. If you need a tinned wire, you're probably going to look towards the Full Tilt. I think New Concept might have a tin wire as well. I don't know if Sky High does, so that would be my pick. But if you want budget performance to dollars, 2-aught welding cable. Let's see right here. Yeah, he says even Bobby mentions the GP wire. That's for sure. Ruffy Poo says he gets crap for long videos, but but many like it more because something could have been missed. Yeah, for sure. And I try to keep my videos short now. Live streams are not short. It's just the nature of live streams. You're in here chatting and doing all this stuff. And because of that, they don't get as many views, which is fine. We're just hanging out here. If when you're trying to go for views, you want to keep it shorter than 20 minutes, I'd say, longer than 10 minutes if you can. I try to keep my videos less than 10 minutes unless I've actually got something really good to say about it or I've got something that I can add my 2 cents into. I try to keep it less than 10 minutes. Sorry, I got to get a drink here. Robert Friend signing out. All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Angel Technologies. Starting Chloe. All right, so let me jump into my. Let me check my phone here. I know that I had a few more questions that I wanted to answer before we got in, before I signed out, because I had asked for it on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right, let's see here. I know that I've got some questions here somewhere. Sorry. This is probably actually more boring than my videos. Me just scrolling through here. Okay. Mark Mullen asks, "What is the best deal I've ever came across in cardio?" Now that man, there was so many back in the day, but the thing that got me back into cardio was buying a XS50, a Kicker XS50 for $50 off eBay. And back in the day, you could buy stuff like that for $50. You could buy punch 45s for $50, $60. So there was a lot of that to be had back in the day. Robert Van Hoy asked, "Do you script your videos?" No, I probably should, but if you guys watch my videos, I can be my voice can be droning and monotone, and if I script it, I cannot get over the fact of that monotone and droning you know audio. So what I do is I shoot all my raw video. um if I record audio with my video, I like that better because it's more natural and I'm talking to you guys as I make the video. If I'm doing voiceover, I get in my voiceover recording spot and I play the video, and I lay down tracks over it, talking over it. I may do it 5, 10, 15, 20. Sometimes I've done as much as 25 times over that until I get the right mix of the way I want it to sound, so that I try not to be I'm not a very excitable guy, so I'm not gonna be here, just woo doing slide horns and all this type of stuff. But I want to get the information across without being my normal Ben Stein self, which I would be if I was scripted. So if I scripted everything out, it would be much worse. I kind of do, when you do those mind experiments where you would do like 3 speech bubbles and you do idea type things in school. I kind of got that. I know what I want to say, but I don't have it written down in those exact terms. I just kind of know what I want to say and I roll off that. Let's see. Brian Patterson, have I ever built a box designed by Hexabase? No, I have not. What fluke meter is good for clamping power? Rick, I can't remember the model number. If Derek's still in here, he could give you his. That one is cool. It's got the removable display on it. Very cool. Going to meet Dina Fernando at Knowledge Fest. Excellent. That'd be cool. When the XL gave me a shout out, it was roughy. um, Guys, should I buy 1,000 watt scar ramp and put it in my Z5500 system? I don't know. Freeform for the win. Voiceover if needed. 74 Midwest base. What's going on, man? Just got home. Tweeter comparison video, silk metal bullet style with your meter to compare the loudness. Ooh, I don't know if my ears would like that. That sounds cool, funny Toe, but I don't know if my ears would live for that. I get you excited in my car. Oh man. All right, you know what? Let's give away another sticker. I've only got two people written down here. Um, if another number between 1 and 10, first person to guess it gets a sticker. Again, send me your address, email it to me, hi5vega at gmail.com. Haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it yet. Funny Toe, you got it, man. The number was 3. Now it's going to be 30 minutes while you guys go through, or 30 seconds before it catches up. He's Ruffy Poo says, Hi-Fi wins $1 million. His excitement level is Owen Wilson's. Wow. It it might be, man. I don't know. I'm just like that. Oh, Dragon 51 with the odd choice and Rick Quattlebaum. All right, so who can name the video that I'd done? Not my most recent video, but the one right before that. Who can name that video? And I hate to say it, but I might have to look that up myself just to verify. I know what all videos I put out, but sometimes I lose track of the order that I put them in which I put them out. All right, I'm verifying. Boom. Chief 910. You got it, man. Yep. He beat you, Bowman. He got you, man. I just dropped my phone when you said you had to look it up. That's funny. Okay. What have I given away? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna give away one more. The first person to tell me my name that I use on eBay. What name do I use on eBay? Tell me that. Let's see who gets it. What name do I use on eBay? Oh, you guys are still guessing for the last one. Let's see. I've said it before. Just take a guess. If you don't know, take a guess. Like what could it be? What's eBay? Come on. You guys aren't old school if you don't know what an eBay is. Yeah, Timmy D, you got it, man. Yeah, I'm a high five egg on eBay. That's how I got my name. If you don't know, we've discussed it on 12 Volt Talk, but I started on eBay, I think around 99 or 2000. Whenever you like they would just it was kind of like the honor system on your eBay fees. People didn't pay, and so like you would have to send checks to eBay to pay them. But anyways, I was in a cardio at that time, still really big. Might have even been before that. It might have been it was very early into eBay. And I was picking stuff up like at yard sales and selling randomly on eBay. But also I was picking up a lot of car audio, like older car audio stuff. And yeah, I was like, what can I say that'll kind of convey what I'm doing here? Because a lot of it was audio. And I was like, just high five Vega. 12 volt Rob. That's 12 volt Vega, if you guys don't remember. All right, guys. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes. I covered most of the questions that I seen. Yeah. If you guys like the this kind of ask me anything, maybe I'll do another one. I'm gonna test another amp live dyno. I don't want to blow another one up though. That was terrible. Had some bad luck with amps here recently testing, so that kind of that kind of put a damper on my testing, man. I was doing something, and yeah, it just when you're messing with old school, sometimes they get you. All right, man. So thank you everybody that done the super chat, and I didn't write down your name to give you a shout out at the end. I know Rick Quattlebaum did, Byron Shambliss did one. Our buddy Jason Zemer hit it big. 2001 Monolithic. Thank you. I th- oh, the third era. He hit it before he dipped. So thank you. If I forgot about your super chat, I'm sorry. I try to call you out as I've seen them, but I thank each and every one of you that took time to watch and join live and just kind of hung out with me. So I'm gonna get off here. Yes, the winners, email me your shipping address, hi5vega@gmail.com. I will send your sticker out. But yeah, um, I had fun. So thanks. We'll get those stickers shipped out. I've got a giveaway coming up, kind of a big giveaway. I'm going to try to boost up my Instagram a little bit with that giveaway. So yeah, see you guys later, man. I'm out. I don't know how to end this thing. Like if Derek's not here, I don't know what to do. Usually he says all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, we out. So thank you, bass head go boom. Thanks, man. Uh, yeah, I'm out, man. Later.